That's great, and I really like this story. And you were thinking that you were like Superman, and then it brought you back on the earth, and you actually seen that it's a little bit of kryptonite around you as well. So that's interesting. So just tell me, what determined you to actually write this book, and why now?
I started, first of all, back in 2014, working with one of the big building construction companies with the HR department there to develop a program from supervisor level to sort of supervisors that were already in the company that had worked up, and also young engineers that had come straight from university. So they were a little green as far as interpersonal skills, and to go from that level right up to the executive level. And the company were looking at 4 programs, but a little bit similar to what we did with within Boeing, where we ended up with 3 different levels from a diploma to a Cert 4 and down to a Cert 3 at the 3 different levels. And we developed. It took probably about a year and a half, and we looked at what was the best way to basically get a group of people that were as diverse as that, understanding that each of them had something to take away. And the woman that I worked with was called Stephanie Caldo. She was young, she was very focused on wanting to do the best by the team she was going to be bringing the program to. And I wanted not to become too academic. I wanted somebody that could help me keep the thing tight. And I had a friend that worked in LMA that we both, way back in Scotland, where I come from, we both played rugby together, a guy called Colin McMillan. And together we ended up creating this program called Emerging Leader. Okay. And it was a bit rough, but it had lots of pages to it. And we tried it out with another company. And ultimately, by about 2018, I really had a good program. But I'd started another coaching qualification called Conversational Intelligence. And that was an 18-month-long program, of which there was a 6-month maximum, what they called a CAP project, a competency assessment project, that was based on the numbers of things that you'd brought out of the program. In other words, conversation, the ability to help people grow, and a lot of other skills like emotional intelligence management and so on. And I decided to use the Emerging Leader as my CAP project.
Oh, okay.
And that meant I had to tighten it up and look at the structure of it. And it was exciting. I really enjoyed pulling it together. And part of it was I had to then deliver it specifically to somebody at a fairly high level. And I did it with a general manager in a corporate organization here in Port Melbourne. And it went really well. He really took it on, and in 3 months, he ended up going through the program. And at the end of it, he gave me 2 of his teams to go out remotely to these operations and take those teams through the program, and also the ops manager that was responsible for Victoria. And I took him through the program as well, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And I had to And so I thought, well, I've got all this material. I've really fine-tuned it. I've had good feedback from some of the people who I'd been teaching one-on-one. I'm going to take their thoughts into account. And as you come to write a book, there's stuff you throw away, or there's stuff that you make shorter because you're not talking to it, you're just addressing it in the book. And so the book became something that I really did in the 3 or 4 months that we were locked down in 2020. And it came out fairly well. From writing the book and getting the manuscript, that was the easy part. The hard part was getting it all through the printer and the publisher and so on, which we've done.